hello. Welcome to the party. Yeah. I'm really obsessed with your hair. I have such hair envy.
You do? Why?
Yeah, it looks
My
so
hair, look at
bright
how
and light and pretty.
it's like dark though here. My roots are really,
but that's nice.
I actually think what happened with my roots is, you know how sometimes your pregnancy hair is different and like if you get your hair colored. So I got my hair like highlighted, but not all the way to the root, like right before I gave birth, but, or like a month before. But I feel like it takes different when you're pregnant. Like there's a hair person told me that, but I really noticed it this time. I noticed like how it just looks a little bit different this time.
I really like it.
Oh, thanks.
Look how nuts my hair is. I never brush my hair. I just look like I have a bird's nest. I'm surprised birds haven't tried to actually nest in my hair because it looks very comfortable. Hi, Ocean.
She's wearing the same clothes she wore on our last solo. So, guys,
well, it's because she's only got one outfit.
It was rotation, okay? We're on
Hi,
rotation.
girl.
This one's for 6 months old. So
wait, so she's not 3 months. No, she's 2 months.
Exactly 2 months old.
She's exactly 2 months.
2 months. Can you believe it?
Oh my God, I cannot.
Exactly 2 months. I know.
That feels like it's gone really fast.
No, it does feel like it's gone really fast. I was on a walk yesterday, and that's when I messaged you because I was like daydreaming about you like giving birth soon. And I was like, oh, Ocean's 2 months today. And I was like, oh my God, that means that Teresa's like due in 4 weeks,
Because this is our closest age gap, babies.
I know.
3 months.
So special.
It's so cool. I know.
It's so special.
I'm still not over it. It's so cool.
It's going to be amazing to get them together.
I cannot wait over Christmas. We got to dress them up in matching little Santa's outfits.
Yes.
How are you? Tell me about Ocean. Where are things at 2 months? What is life looking like for Sarah and Ocean?
Well, things just got busier. I think because, she's now a little bit more comfortable in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Sonia, our amazing nanny, left to go to Scotland. She's on vacation. And I've just been like putting the baby in the car and being on the go. So It's been really different than our like slow days at home where we don't go anywhere and like, that kind of a thing. And then Eric's working. We don't live in the city anymore. So he's working in the city and we're sort of like, if we are going to visit friends or if we have an appointment or if we have whatever, that I'm sort of just like throwing the baby in the car with the kids and we're like,
putting the Arta Pop carrier on.
Oh, it's on me every day. It's every minute of every day. I can't cook a meal without it. Thank God I have 2 of them because when I spill on one, then the next one comes out.
So. They actually just sent me 2. Yeah, they sent me yin yang.
Oh, they did? Oh my God. Did you get one for like the winter and then one for
yes. I got a denim. They sent me a denim and a yin yang. Like a light blue denim.
Oh, I have the same.
Oh, they sent me the same. Yeah.
Which yin yang did you get? The brown or the black?
I did the dark brown.
That's what I have.
Really? Oh my God, we'll be matching with our babies
it's so
matching.
Cute. Oh my God, it's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Wow, she is looking so much like Eric up top and so much like you down bottom.
I know.
From this angle.
She does. Actually, the last time we talked, I had just done the mouth thing.
Yeah.
And the other day, was it yesterday? I had like an anxiety spiral because I'm supposed to be doing these like mouth exercises. And while she was healing and the like scarring and stuff was healing in her mouth from her tongue tie and her lip tie, I was doing the swoop and whatever. After we had the follow-up appointment and she was like healed just like a week or so later, Her mouth was like healed and she was not fussy anymore. I'm continuing to do the exercises, but not as much. Like I don't have to do them with the coconut oil anymore. So I'm not doing them as much. I miss like maybe a day, whatever. And then yesterday I was doing them and I was like, oh no, am I feeling like a tightness there? And I was like, oh my gosh, have I like screwed this up? And I started like tripping out, like really like being hard on myself. Like, what did I do? Have I screwed this up for her? And like, I kept trying to look inside her mouth and get under her tongue, which is impossible, by the way, with a newborn. Like,
yes.
I still haven't really seen under her tongue. Like I tried grabbing it with gauze. I tried using a glove. I was putting my face. They suck their tongue so far back. You can't even you can't really see under their tongue. I don't know how the doctor did it. I feel like she laid her on the bed and put 2 fingers in her mouth and like lifted her tongue, which is just so aggressive. And the baby was like screaming that I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
Oh, she doesn't want that.
She doesn't want it. But anyway, so then finally Eric was like, okay, you need to go through worst case scenario here. Like, she's fine. It's great. And it's not.
She's getting bigger. She's getting plenty of milk.
She's getting bigger.
Your nipples aren't cracked.
My nipples aren't cracked. And she's not, it's not as bad as it was anyway. Like, it was all the way to the end of her tongue. So even if it did grow back a little bit underneath, like, this isn't like the end of the world. And if we had to get it redone again, you could get it redone again. But I was just like, oh my God.
You're not having any problems with nursing and she's putting on weight. This is such a mum thing, isn't it? Like we blame ourselves. We're like, oh my God. I remember when I lost the baby a year and a half ago, I was like, well, it was because I didn't take my vitamin D. That's why.
Yes.
That is the reason why.
You did do that.
Do you remember?
I remember that.
I was like, I should have taken my vitamin D.
You were like, I haven't been taking my vitamin D. This is why I've been looking it up. And I was like, that is not going to cause you to lose your baby.
And then turns out the baby had a genetic issue. Yes. So I was like, oh, okay.
But I did the same thing. I thought I had like food poisoning and had
listeria. Remember you thought you had listeria?
Listeria. That's what I thought. I thought I had listeria and I had like hurt the baby because I had a piece of cheese that was from Europe that was not, I don't know. Like I couldn't even figure out when I had it. I just was like, oh
this
no.
Is what we do.
This is what we do to ourselves. So I was having like a really, like I kept finding myself putting my fingers back in her mouth again. And I did it like, I feel like I did it 40 times. And I was like, Eric was like, okay, we need to talk about this. I was like, thank God for him. Because I was like, I need you to talk me off the ledge. I was like, I'm not okay.
Oh my gosh. That's what they're so good for, those like when we have our little spin outs. You have a partner to be like reeling you back in to the place of normality and reality. So let's come back this way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do feel like her chin, like she was having a bit of a receding chin because her her tongue tie was so tight. It was like pulling back. And that now I feel like her bottom lip just kind of flops forward and she's like, more forward with that now. Yes. So I can see her like lips more. So I feel like it's helped with that a lot too, which is good. But
goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, so 2-month-old baby Ocean is doing great. I feel good. I'm got myself I ordered myself for my birthday and Eric too. We did it together, a Peloton treadmill. So
yes. You're September 28th, right?
Yeah. I lost my bike in the fire. I loved my bike, but my doctor told me longevity-wise that running is going to be better. I hate running, by the way. Hate it.
Do I.
But this is why I did this with the Peloton, is because there's somebody there who tells you like, okay, now we're doing 30 seconds of a hill and now we're like doing 20 seconds of walking and now we're going to do this. And
20 seconds is fine by me. I could do 20 seconds.
Right. So like, you during like intervals and stuff like that, right? I'm like, I can't
do long distance.
I just, if you tell me to go run a mile, I'm like, huh?
You're like, why would I
No.
ever want to do that in life?
And I feel like absolute garbage afterwards.
I got into running when I was in Malibu. When I was living in Malibu, I would listen to a true crime podcast.
Yeah.
It was when I did my IVF round, which is so funny. I still like think about those poor little embryos just sitting there on ice. Like, will you ever be used or not? But anyway, I did it. They're there. And I was
amazing.
I was running, listening to true crime, but I would do kind of interval runs and sprints and stuff. I sort of got into it, but I'm 30 minutes max with running and definitely not straight. Like I can do, I would say maximum a minute of running and then I got to slow back down.
I bet you anything. We'll see. I'll start talking about it once this gets going here, once I get my pellets on treadmill. But I do about a minute and a half, 2 minutes of the treadmill or outside running. And I'm like, it's been like a half an hour, right? Like my body is like, we're done.
And we're done.
This is so dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my doctor was like, it's really important to have the impact for your feet, to have the impact on something. Yes, because what it does is it sends a signal to your bones through your body. It sends a signal and it says, oh, we need to protect the bones. And so it like builds muscle and actually helps with bone density. So it sends a signal into your bones to build up more density in the bones. And for longevity, like if you're somebody like me who I've done a bone density scan and I've seen that I have a weakening in my hips and in my lower back, I need to build up the density in my bones. So although I feel like, 20 minutes on the bike is really great cardio and really helps me with like, it's like great for my brain, I'm going to try to do this running thing to try to help for longevity. So that is why.
It's so funny because I feel like there's I'm just texting Mark to say it's raining outside. The kids need jackets. Look at me micromanaging like from the podcast. I looked outside, it's raining. I was like, God damn it, it wasn't raining when I came in here. Swap out the jackets for raincoats. They need raincoats and gum boots. He has to leave in 3 minutes to get them to the bus on time.
I have 4 text messages from you, by the way, and they say, here, watching you. Nice top. Hi, Esme.
It was so funny watching you and you not knowing that I was here. I was like, hello? Anyone?
My like working face when I'm trying to figure something out is so intense. My children are always like, is everything okay, Mom? Because I'm like, I can't it's like I can't see and I'm like
My resting worried face is terrible. It's so
like
full on.
Filling out tax information and I was just like, you said something and I was like, oh no, I hear something. Oh, somebody's been watching.
You're like,
me
I remember I can't do 2 things at once, so I'm gonna follow through with this and then I'll be on.
It's a wonder that I have 4 children. My kids will be like, I asked you 3 times. And I'm like,
which one? Who asked me?
So sorry. I know. 2 people are talking to me at the same time. I'm like, I didn't hear either one of you.
I
have
can't.
To start over.
I also can't. And now that Prairie's 4, having I have a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old. So 4, 6, 8, 11.
Wow.
The household is extreme levels of noise. But you're right. It's like what will happen is like one person will talk and then the other person will talk. And then like everyone's getting sort of progressively louder to be heard. And then you're like, oh, like it is just the funniest, most chaotic. Last night, one of my pet peeves is unpacking the goddamn car after a day of driving around and doing extracurricular activities. And there's muddy boots in the car and there's a backpack here and there's a lunchbox and there's a snack wrapper here and there's a thing and there's just like clothes and explosions and toys and if I don't clean the car out at the end of every day, when you have as many kids as you and I, it is so pandemonium that last night I timed myself. I timed out the clean. So I did the clean out and it was I reckon I missed 1 day of cleaning the car out. So it was about 2 days worth. But we happened to have had a really, really, really busy weekend of like driving around, kids having various different sporting things. And then we had the skate park opening, and then we had Prairie's birthday party, and we drove to tree climb and went to a wildlife sanctuary. Like there was just so many things. And when you have that many kids, it's like everyone has a drink bottle that's been packed. Everyone has their snacks. Every kid, I always have spare clothes packed in the car. And then some of them got dirty at the park. So like there's like dirty clothes that's been thrown around and they've got into their spare clothes. And then there's like a muddy picnic blanket. And so I just like took everything out last night. It took me 1 full hour of my time to pull everything out, sort everything. So it's like, okay, this one goes in Poet's room, or these jackets that belong to Forest's room. This goes here. That's going in the wash. This one's it's just so hi, Ocean. Oh my God, we just got a little pan shot over to Ocean.
Sorry, I had to. She was stretching. It's too cute.
Oh my God, what? You little mush. It's so funny, the unpaid work of the mother.
Oh, yeah.
It is so much. And even when there's this work thing that I've been trying to get done for Sarah and I was like, even just that, like to actually find time in my day where I get to sit down with a computer for an hour to do something. Joke. It just like has not been available to me.
No.
And although the next 3 days, the next 2 days, not 3, I've got 2. I've got 2 days where I'm like, all right, there's nothing scheduled. I'm not meeting with a builder for the house. I'm not meeting with the school. I'm not doing, because I just had a, we had parent-teacher interviews last week, and then Mark got back last week. And then it was a transitional week where I'm having to really teach him the rhythm of our school life now, because he left at the beginning of this term. Jeez. So he hadn't been there. He was in America for this term, and the term's different. The scheduling is different. The kids have different things on. They have way more stuff on. So I had to like write out the schedule, but then also it's just very specific. It's like we carpool with a kid on, like we bring another person's child home on Monday. Actually, Jess, Dash, Forrest's best friend, we bring Dash home on a Monday, and then we're meeting Dash's parents like 40 minutes away, and then we swap out, and I have to put Forrest in a wetsuit, which literally takes 10 minutes because he just does not know how to put a wetsuit on.
How do you do that while you're pregnant? I would say
so
no.
Hard.
Come on.
He
needs to do it himself. He's got to practice.
So what we've discovered now, which everyone knows about, is like the plastic bag trip.
Yes.
The plastic bag. But then his foot poked through the plastic bag, and then I was like, now I don't have a goddamn plastic bag. And then the socks, but his socks were always really sweaty, so I have to remember to bring spare socks. So then we do a swap out, and then I stay at that particular suburb for Poet's dance class, and then Jess takes the boys down to surf. Anyway, so there's like so many moving pieces in the week.
I'm still stuck on the wetsuit, pregnant. I couldn't do that. It's not possible.
Oh, my heart rate goes
Bending over. I'd be like, what are you expecting from me as your mother?
He is just the funniest. He will be happy to not have it on properly. He'd be like, well, I'll just have it like this, like flapping little arms. I'm like, no, because it's freezing cold. I mean, it's not freezing. We're in Australia, like, obviously.
The person who's teaching him to surf needs to be the new person that does it. You've passed the point. You've passed the point of wetsuit. Puller upper, okay?
Puller upper. It's actually so hard. I'm like, I ended up sizing him up. You guys gave us, or one of your friends gave us a wetsuit, a size 10.
Yeah.
And
yes, Dana.
So Yes. So Forrest was in an 8. Like every week he's been in an 8. But yesterday I was like,
Yeah.
fuck this. I'm putting him in the 10 just because it
Yeah.
will be easier for me to get it on him.
So much easier. Oh my
But it was a
gosh.
bit baggy under his arms. I'm like, oh, is he going to be too cold?
He's gonna freeze, but
I
whatever.
know. And then that's my fault again, right? Because us mums always blame ourselves.
Mom.
Yesterday was so beautiful though. So what I had Mark meet at the meeting point to take Poet to dance, or just to watch her at dance, because the meeting point was at her dance studio. Then I jumped in the car with Jess, who's everyone, if you don't already know, dazed but amazed. Sarah's worn a bunch of her dresses, but also she has the most incredible linen in all the land.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I jumped in Jess's car with her and we went down to the pass, which is where the boys surf with this professional surfer. They do a private lesson, just Forrest and his best friend Dash. The sun is setting and I'm just looking around. I'm like, I live in the most beautiful place, which feels like you're on holidays all the time. Like when you come down to the beach, you're just like, this is so incredible. And then Jess and I were talking about it and she was like, yeah, that's the reason why we ended up staying in Byron. It was like, we just want that feeling of like you're on vacation and this like life can feel like this.
Yes.
And we look over at the boys surfing as the sun's setting and there's just a pod of dolphins behind them just in the sunset.
That
just
is the best.
Swimming. And I'm like, oh, this is what I need. I need these little moments like this of just stillness and appreciation. And I think as parents, you get so caught up in the everydayness and the busyness and the activities and the school stuff that if you can just like find that moment in the day of whatever feeds your soul, it is life-giving. Like it gave me such a good burst where I was like, I need to chase those moments every day, whatever that looks like, even if it is a Peloton for an hour in the morning, uninterrupted. And it's so easy to just neglect that.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, you put it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You do as parents. You just, you're not at the center. The family is at the center. And then you're just making sure everyone's happy and taken care of and have all the things and the house is tidy and, you've just got that never-ending list of things to do. But then when it was just I was like, yeah, of course, why not go to the beach with Jess and sit and watch Forrest rather than sit on a little chair and try and watch through the window at Poet's dance class, which you're actually not allowed to do. And sometimes the instructors are like, excuse me, you're being distracting. So why sit in the class outside being like, just waiting? Like, I'm going to go watch Forrest at the beach. And it was awesome.
So nice.
It was so nice.
If it's convenient, like right now, where we like to go to the beach, the king tides have been happening. And so the stairs have been swept away.
Wow.
And it's a little bit of chaos down at the beach here. So I can't really get down there safely with the newborn.
Yeah.
So we haven't been able to spend as much time there. But when we are able to, it is my favorite thing ever. And it's so easy with a baby too, normally, to just, it's like so grounding for you. And then you're also like on a walk. And I feel like next to the ocean, babies are
and
so
the noise,
chill,
And ocean on the ocean. It just needs to happen.
It needs to happen. I took her a couple times, but my kids, though, have been going down with Eric and spearfishing and surfing. And Esme's favorite thing, she's like, every day, she's like, I need my like check-in with the ocean, and she like wants to run down and put on some goggles and just snorkel. And they see like stingray and like all these amazing different kinds of fish and they saw like leopard sharks, which are just like these little sharks with they're like spotted or whatever.
So nice. They see snorkeling those down is amazing. I love seeing fish in their natural environment like that, like all the different colors and all the. My kids love a snorkel.
Don't really.
We haven't done that.
I don't like it.
You don't like snorkeling? So
I like
much.
it. Not really. I feel like once I glimpse into the ocean and see what's there, I feel a little bit like I don't belong. And
Really?
it creeps me out a little bit. I think I just need to do it more and spend more time.
I feel like that with scuba diving. Scuba diving is like, that is hell on earth for me. Although when
I
I've
would
done
never do
it,
that.
I
Never.
do actually like it. But the idea of breathing in
No way.
that air, and then if something goes wrong, and
not a chance.
I don't know. I'm not I like to think that would be something. And I've had my like diving up certificate, but only because I had to, because I was doing Point Break. But I actually think I've been scarred from that experience, because
I'm sure
I had to just rely on people to give me breath. They would take my oxygen out. I was strapped to the bottom of the ocean trying to act. And then I would have to signal when I was virtually dying. And then they would swim down to me and put some oxygen in my mouth. And then they would have to press the button and clear the oxygen for me.
No, that's my actual nightmare.
But I was so kind of gung-ho at the time that I was like, wow, I'm learning a new skill. Now, even the idea of other things like horse riding and doing Ride Like a Girl, I could never do Ride Like a Girl again. Like the horse galloping off, I can't. Like scuba diving, if there's some disaster, I can't. Like caving, not interested in. Like those kind of big adventurous things. And it's a bit boring of me, but even surfing, I don't like surfing. I'm not interested. I don't need to surf. I don't need to be out that far. I don't need a wave to drown me. I don't need any of that.
I'm like, the conditions would have to be so perfect. I would have to be in Hawaii where there's only sand, not a rock in sight, not a reef in sight, perfect little like baby wave to get in on, and then I would do it. Like surfing out here where my kids literally surf, boogie board, snorkel, they do everything with my husband because he's like such a water baby.
Mm-hmm.
The surf there, it terrifies me because there's so many rocks underneath, and I like do it. I've done it. Like Eric was one time, the kids got into this thing where they had like gotten a little scared of it. And then he was like, well, look, mom will do it. And I literally looked at him like, what? And he's like, I'll show you. And then he was like, okay, you're going to go out and I'm going to put you on a wave.
Oh
and
my God.
Like, oh my God, Eric. And so I did it. I like went out with him. Everyone on the beach, like all the surf moms, because there's so many like gorgeous moms that surf in this neighborhood. I am not one of them.
Oh, shut up.
No, I am not. And all the surf moms are like, oh my God, yeah.
Go get him, Sarah.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God, this is mortifying. I can't wait to see what happens. I was so scared. No. And so I start swimming out with him. He's, we start to go out. And all of a sudden, the biggest set of the entire day comes through. The wave in front of us is like 8 feet, which isn't really that crazy, but it's huge to me in the ocean, right?
So too big.
I literally look at Eric and I jump off the board and he's like, get off the board. And he goes and he's like, just dive under the wave. And I like go under the wave. I'm grabbing onto the rocks on the bottom to like hold me from being swept away. Come back up again. There's 4 in a row. Big waves, right?
Dead.
After
Panic attack.
all calms down, he puts me back on a board. I literally looked at him. He's like, you're doing great, babe. And I was like, Eric, I'm going to kill you. I was like, this is my nightmare. I'm like, I'm so scared. He's like, you're doing so great. And my daughter's on the beach screaming, crying. She's like so afraid that something's going to happen to me because she's never seen me out there before. But I'm literally like turning around. I'm probably almost in tears, but I turn around and I'm giving thumbs up like, this is the best
this is so good. I love it.
And I'm just like, Eric, I'm going to get on one wave and I'm done. Okay?
Oh my God.
And
he pushes the best.
He pushes me into one. I don't get the wave. And so then we try it like 2 more times. And then he pushes me into a wave. I fully stand up. I surf the wave in, walk myself off the board, and go back to my spot.
See, guys, that was great.
I'm done. Yeah. And by the way,
so funny.
it felt amazing, but it was, to me who doesn't do it all the time, it was scary. I was scared.
Oh my God.
You know?
Surfing is terrifying. Watching Forrest out there last night, I was like, they were small waves. But I'm like, I have no interest. I don't want to do the standing up.
No.
I don't mind a boogie board. I don't mind a boogie board. I have had fun, and I'll get in these weird zones where I like really have fun on a boogie board, but it feels kind of safer to have something like under my body that I'm holding onto and my full body's on top of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That feels safer to me.
Yeah.
But when you were talking, that reminded me of when we interviewed Jess Gee from the Bucket List family.
Oh, yes.
And she was saying that Garrett just makes her do everything, just pushes her into it. Otherwise, she wouldn't do it.
That's how I felt. I was like, oh my gosh. And I couldn't show my deep fear for it, because they really are, the kids are so fearless. But then sometimes they'll get into a moment where they're like, oh, this feels a little scary, and I don't want them to regress. I want them to grow up in the ocean so they feel so comfortable in it. I grew up in Kentucky. We didn't have an ocean anywhere near us. So it's a lot for me, I like peek underneath the sea and I'm like, ooh, this is creepy. But it's, it's great.
I know. I love the lifestyle. I love like being at the beach and the like little beach cafes and, going getting the ice creams and like, I love that. But like, I just am not a huge water baby, which is funny because everyone's like, oh, you're a Pisces. Oh, you must be so connected to water. And I was like, well, I like to birth in water. I like a bath.
Yeah.
Don't
love a bath.
Want to be like swimming in the ocean all the time. Not my thing. Like, and it's also too cold. Unless you put me in the Maldives and that water temperature is so next level. It's like a bath. And it's flat with no waves. Like that feels good to me. I can see the bottom. I can see if there's any creatures.
All day long.
Yes,
I'll swim in it all day. If I can see what I'm swimming around, like if I can see the fish and stuff above the water, that's one thing. If I don't see anything and it's kind of murky until I'm under the water, I'm like, oh, this is a little creepy. There's a lot of seagrass where we are, and so then the seagrass, you feel it all over your legs, and I'm like, it freaks me out.
What's in here? Oh my goodness.
I want to hear about, there's been a lot of really special things going on with Bodie this week, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks for remembering.
Tell us about that. And by the way, you were just saying your kids' ages out loud, and you were like, I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. A 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's my exact lineup if you take out the 6. I didn't even think about the fact that it's
4.
I have a 4,
an 8, a 12
and an 11.
now.
12 They're 9 and 12, but yes.
Oh,
it's about to be 5. It's about to be 5, 9, and 12.
Yes, you're right. 5, 9, and 12. I just had the 6. I've got the other one in there, which is so funny because I will always laugh at how Eric didn't know that one existed.
I know. Still to this day, he gets the girl. He's like, wait, there's two girls? I think he's like, wait, what? Yeah.
Because that was my baby in COVID. Like, he never saw her. He didn't know that one
COVID
existed.
Your COVID baby, and he gets them confused because the last time he saw you, you had this, or not last time he saw you, but when we like hung out in Idaho, you had this like teeny tiny little baby, and then the next time we saw you, and it was COVID, and then you had this little baby, and then you had another baby, and he was just like, whoa, there's a lot of babies here. Like, what happened?
Yeah. Sorry, that's the funniest thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So I've been in this like place with Bodie where he's really been talking about in South Australia and New South Wales. So they're two different, for people who don't know Australia that well, they're two different states in Australia. So we've moved from South Australia to the other state, to New South Wales. But the school systems are different in terms of the age that the kids go to school.
Oh,
so Bodie was in year 5 last year.
Yeah.
And then in New South Wales, it's a bit different. So it actually meant that he had to go back into year 5 this year because of where his birthday was. He's at the very top of the year. And I remember at the start, he was like pretty bummed out about it. Mind you, we do so much travel because of our jobs that he was in and out of school anyway. So I kind of was like, not a big deal. Now we're going to be consistently in school because we're going to be spending the full year in Byron.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine. It's like he's done a year and a half basically of this one grade. And then I just started getting like the last few months, like just getting into conversations with Bodie about how like most of his friends that he's connecting with he's in a year 5, 6 class, but most of his friends are year 6s. So like Bodie Sunshine, who I talk about a lot, like his little best mate who lives around the corner. She, Rowie is my friend, that's her son. He's in year 6, and then his group of friends are all in year 6, and Bodie's really good friends with all of them, and he's connecting with these kids who he's probably a little bit closer in age to. But also Bodie's like Bodie's this sort of kid that's feels like he's been around so many lifetimes. It's like Wyatt, they're old souls. He's very mature. He'll sit and talk with an adult for an hour and ask them about their lives and want to talk about like spirituality. And he's got this older kind of mentality. And when I have been around a lot of other year 5 kids, I was thinking, okay, it does make sense that Bodie's gravitating towards these older kids. So I go to the parent-teacher interview and I just decide to say that this has been a topic of conversation in our family. And I was like, look, I just want to hear your perspective. And at this point, I hadn't read, there's this thing called the NAPLAN in Australia where like your kids get it, you can opt in or opt out, but like a lot of people do it, and it's this national test just to see where your kid falls academically. Anyway, we get his NAPLAN results back, and he's like far exceeding his age in all these different areas. And so that was the first indication that I was like, maybe he's not placed in the right class. And then I got his report card back, and it was all straight, the equivalent to high distinctions in all these different areas, which is so funny because Mark and I would not describe myself as an academic in any way. And Mark is definitely not an academic. So, but Bodie has got this, he must have got it from my dad, who is like a hyper intellectual academic. He's just naturally gifted in this area. So I'm looking at his report and having a giggle, like never in my life have I ever had a school report like this. It was so funny. I was like, wow, I can't even believe this kid is ours. Like, this is so funny. So I go to the parent-teacher interview and we bring this up, and they said, actually, like, we agree. Let's move him up. So he's getting to move up a grade, and it's going to be just the last term of the year. But that means that this has all happened in the past week. He now has to get into a high school for next year. Like, he's going to high school next year, which means like, well, it's
so he'll be going into year 7?
7. Yeah, he'll be now going into year 7, but he will have only done one term of year 6.
Of year 6.
And he was getting really sentimental because he was like, oh, if I do move from this school and move straight into year 7, I'll miss out on having a primary school graduation. And I've really wanted to have a primary school graduation.
Aww.
So his school was like, yeah, we'll move him up in term 4. And he'll be in our graduation with all the other year 6s. So that was just like a really beautiful piece of news for Bodie. And I think like that helped set the tone for the week. And it was just so good because it's been something we've all been like umming and ahhing about. What do we do? Do we keep him back? And then it just is like the universe brought everything together to be like, here's the answer. This is what's happening. And so now he's got offers at 2 different schools here in Byron. So we're doing interviews, which is exciting. So that happened this week. And then, Bodie's always wanted to he loves the piano. He loves just tinkering on the piano, going on YouTube and like trying to learn a song. And he's always been like on and off with it since maybe the age of 6. But we've never had him do lessons. He doesn't know how to read music, nothing like that. It's just like playing by ear. And anyway, he's got this real gift for it. So he asked me for proper lessons this term 3. And I was like, okay. So he's had 3, and now he's had 4, but last week he had just finished his 3rd lesson. And the piano teacher said, has he ever taken piano before? This is before she started teaching him. And I was like, no, he hasn't officially, but he plonks around on the keys and I think he's got a really good ear. And anyway, so the first lesson he comes in and starts playing like some amazing Chopin thing that he had picked up on YouTube, just the beginning of it. And then so she emails me. She was like, I thought you said he's never played piano before. Like I was really surprised that he knew the first notes of this particular like very famous song. Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, that's just off of like what he's learned off of YouTube. But he does not know how to read music. And she was like, okay, so I'm going to teach him how to read music. And then she decided to teach him Clocks by Coldplay.
Oh my gosh.
And I posted this on Instagram and then it went nuts because I was like 3 lessons, not bad for 3 lessons deep. And this kid is like, he's like playing this whole thing, but he loves it. Like he's found this thing that just lights him up, and he gets home from school, whatever extracurricular activity he's had that day, he'll get home and he will go on that piano for an hour and a half straight, just like perfecting, going on YouTube to get the last little piece of the clocks that he hadn't learnt yet. And his teacher's emailing me just being like, this kid is so gifted. You've got to lean into this.
Wow.
And again, this is like another skill that I was never good at. It's so funny. Your kids come out and they have interests and passions in these other areas. And I always wanted to know how to play piano, but I just didn't ever apply myself. And it's so cool to watch him find something like that. So he's had a really beautiful week and he's just learnt the full piece, and it's all we hear every morning. It's the first thing we hear in the morning, like 6 a.m. Like it's become the anthem of the household. Bodie was like, Mum, I could play it when you're in labor. I was like, you could.
Sure.
You definitely could play that. I'll see how I feel about it. Over and over on repeat. And then so he's sort of on this high because he was feeling really good about his school reports and like moving up, and then, getting like a lot of praise about the piano. And then on Sunday, this one sport that I've kind of pushed him into, which is AFL footy, because I'm a massive footy head. And I was like, you've got to pick a sport.
Is that soccer or is that something else?
It's not. It's Aussie rules football. So it's a whole different game.
Okay.
And so it's a different shaped ball. It's a little bit different to the American football. You don't throw it, you handball it. You have to kick it between the goals. You get 6 points. Anyway, I grew up, as you know, like my first boyfriend was a Aussie rules footy player. And I just grew up in the footy world. My dad's really big in the footy world. So I've been sort of trying to get him to do it. And he's been like, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I don't mind it. And, sort of he shows up and he's in the team, but there are like really amazing star players on the team that have been playing for a number of years who are just like little guns. And Bodie is very good at tackling. Like that's his thing. He plays defense usually. He's really good at tackling. He's got really good size to him because, again, he's playing with a lot of year 5s and he's really the size of a year 6. So he's great at defense. And then we were watching on Sunday and he suddenly said to the coach, can you put me as a midfielder? Which is a different position than what he's used to.
Yeah.
And so I was like quite shocked. I was like, oh, that's confident of him. And he's like, I just want to try midfield. So they move him up as a midfielder. And suddenly he starts playing football like I've never seen him play before. Like a full on just slinging dudes, grabbing the ball, getting in there, kicking it. And I was like, oh, this kid's a midfielder. He's not a defender. And then he ended up grabbing the ball, and we were 3 points down, and my husband was scorekeeping. He was like the timekeeper, and he was keeping score. And I knew we had like a minute left in the game, and I was watching Bodie, and I was like filming him, like, yeah, oh my God. And I kept looking at Mark like, what? This guy suddenly is like an Energizer bunny and is grabbing this ball. Someone kicks a ball, he marks it right in front of goal, but not a perfect shot. He turns around and boots that football and kicks it straight down the middle and gets a goal, and the siren goes off and we win the game. This is his first goal ever in AFL footy. This kid that was like umming and ahhing about whether he even enjoyed the game. And also being like, I don't even know if I fit in with my teammates. Like, I don't know. I'm not really like a footy head. And then watching those boys celebrate him and run up to him and hug him, and like, it was the most beautiful thing. He had tears in his eyes. He was so happy. And he couldn't even believe it, because he's like, he's never been, something happened, something clicked, and there was just this confidence. I was screaming. The video was so embarrassing because I get the video, the goal on video, but I'm screaming. I was like, I just have to mute it. And it was just such a beautiful big moment for him. And he felt really proud of himself after, I think he had the narrative of like, I'm not good at this. You know, this isn't my kind of sport. I don't fit in as well in this culture. Yeah, I asked him afterwards, I was like, dude, what happened though, that like second half? And he was like, I just had a feeling I had to go in the midfield, and I just went for it, and I was hungry for it, Mum. There's one more game left in the season. I haven't kicked a goal. I'm always at the back. Like, I wanted it. I wanted it so bad, and I knew it was going to happen. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
That was so cool. Anyway, so it's been kind of a big week for him. And we've been celebrating him whilst also making sure that it's not just the Bodie Palmer show, that everyone feels seen. And Prairie just had her birthday on the weekend, and that was a big deal for her.
Yeah, but that's amazing. And like, how cool for him to have all of these things kind of come together this week and be so special.
I know. I felt so proud of him. I just felt so proud of him. Amazing. And you know those moments when you have with your kids and you're looking at them and you're like, you did all of this. Like, you're so your own little person. And it's so funny because, you know, I've never excelled academically. I never had school reports like that. Never. I never was a natural at piano. And it makes me feel so like happy and proud of him. And I said to Mark, like, it was one of those parenting moments. I was like, oh, this has been a really like good validating week. Like, however we can continue to support and nurture this growth. But the underlying thing, and then he had that amazing, and then skateboarding. He like learned to drop into the skateboarding bowl after, again, nuts. 3 lessons. That was the other thing that happened this week. Like, he just felt brave enough to give it a go, and he did it, and he's just excelling with his skateboarding this week. And I was like, what is happening? But I also think it's like a universe thing in that we've just found some land that I think we're about to buy next week, and I think we're going to start building in about 3 months' time our dream house.
Oh my gosh.
And it's almost like this was the final piece to be like, look at these children thriving, because it's not just Bodie. Poet's thriving and so happy at school. Forrest has more friends than he's ever had in his life at school. Little Mr. Popular. Prairie's loving her bush school and just so happy, and she's excelling at her circus school, which she loves. And it's just like, I think just watching the kids, another reminder being like, you made the right choice. This move, this transition, this lifestyle, this way of life, this was it for your family. And I think that had to kind of lock into place before we made the decision this week. Yeah, we are getting this land and we are building our dream home here.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
I know.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing all of that incredible. Sorry, Ocean's had a lot to say.
And then what happened, Ocean?
I think
agree.
She's tired.
I agree.
I think she wants me to. Are you ready for your nap? Are you
oh my
ready
God,
for
how
night-night?
cute is that noise?
I know. I know.
Oh my goodness. And that's her saying, guys, if you like our show, rate and review and tell your friends. That's what she's saying.
And you guys have been listening to the Mother Days. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Oh, say bye.
Bye.